The voice said, "You have no idea how deep this goes." Click. Silence. No number. No trace. Just gone. But Nia didn't flinch. Not publicly. Because where some people run from shadows, she turns on the light. Still, that call stayed with her, followed her home, into her sleep, into her rounds. It was the kind of voice that didn't bluff. It sounded institutional, like someone who'd spoken threats before. So she did what she always did. She investigated. Started with the hospital server, looked through her own file, security logs, nothing, phone logs, nothing. But then, she found a memo, unpublished, undated, tucked in a restricted folder mislabeled, equipment recall. She opened it, and read the first line. Her stomach dropped. Candidates for departmental restructuring, neutralize liability. And there it was. Her name, Harper, N. Red tag. Next to a list of reasons. Patient confrontation. Overcorrection liability. External visibility high risk. Below it, a footnote. Escalation approved pending internal discretion. Escalation? Internal discretion? This wasn't just professional. This was calculated. She printed it, locked it in her desk, and made a copy for someone she trusted. Dr. Monroe. But when she called his office, no answer. Texted, no read receipts. Emailed, bounced back. Something was off. That night, she drove to his place. Modest brownstone on the corner of 12th and Mason. Porch light on. Newspapers stacked. No car. She knocked. No response. Walked around back. Basement light flickering. Door slightly ajar. Her hand hovered over the knob. Her gut screamed, "Don't." But she pushed it open. The air was cold, damp, too quiet. Then, a flicker, movement. She stepped in, and on the floor scattered papers, medical reports, charts, a folder labeled, Phase to Faculty Attrition Strategy. She picked it up, but before she could open it, a voice whispered behind her, "You were warned, Dr. Harper." Then everything went black. Darkness. The kind that hums in your ears. The kind that presses on your chest. That's where Nia Harper woke up. Basement floor. Throbbing head. Paper folder missing. And on the concrete beside her, a syringe. Empty. Still warm. Not enough to kill. Just enough to erase a few hours. Just enough to say, "Stay out of this." She staggered to her feet. Used the sink to rinse her face. There was a camera in the corner. She stared into it. "I see you," she whispered, and limped out the back door. Home. She pieced it together. Monroe had something big, but he was gone. Vacation? Unlikely. This man didn't even take weekends. She tried his emergency contact. Disconnected. HR said he'd resign. Just like that. Another voice silenced. That week, she wore armor. Not the steel kind. The invisible kind. Extra locks. 2 backup drives. A burner phone. Because someone at Mercy Ridge had declared war, and they were scrubbing evidence fast. So, she made a move. One no one expected. She went public. Interview. Prime time. National spotlight. Sitting in front of a clean blue backdrop. Hands folded. Voice steady. She said, "I was targeted for saving a life, and silenced for proving a system." She laid it out. The numbers. The complaint. The retaliation. And when the anchor leaned in and asked, "Why now?" Nia said, "Because the next doctor they target might not survive it." The backlash was immediate. Some called her a hero. Some called her a liar. And the hospital? They released a statement. Cold, corporate, calculated. "We take these allegations seriously. We're conducting an internal audit. No further comment at this time." But that wasn't the end. Not even close. Because 3 days later, a package showed up at her door. No return address. Just her name, typed neatly inside. 1 flash drive. And a handwritten note. From someone who remembers. She plugged it in. And what played? Security footage. Timestamp. 2 days before Monroe vanished. Location. Boardroom 7C. Audio faint, but clear enough to make out voices. Chairman, "She won't stop unless we shut her down. Let me handle it. We've done it before." then silence, then laughter. Cold, confident, dangerous. Nia froze. Not just because of what she heard, but because of the man sitting next to the chairman. He turned just enough toward the camera, light catching his face. It wasn't Gerald. It wasn't the voice from the phone. It was someone else. Someone she'd seen before. In passing, in elevators. In the background, hospital security, level 4 clearance, access to every room, every file, every face. His name tag read, R. Kane. And just as she paused the video, her burner phone lit up. Unknown number. One word text. Run. They say the hardest part of waking up is realizing the nightmare didn't end when you opened your eyes. For Dr. Nia Harper, that burner phone didn't lie. Run, it said. And she did. She didn't go home. She didn't go to work. She went underground, literally. A friend from med school, now a systems analyst, let her crash in a windowless basement with fiber internet and a deadbolt on every door. Stay low, stay loud, he told her. And that's exactly what she did. Every hour, new upload, clips from the drive, voice clips, screenshots, patterns, each more damning than the last. The internet erupted. Justice for Nia Harper's the hospital, where is Derman Robot with every post. The messages changed. They weren't threats anymore. They were warnings. You're not just exposing a hospital, you're exposing a network. Back at Mercy Ridge, the silence turned into chaos. Board members started resigning. Patient families demanded transparency. And the media? They swarmed the parking lot like bees on spilled honey. But someone was missing. Gerald Whitman. No tweets. No press. No sightings. Then Nia checked an old folder labeled legal hold. Inside, a memo written weeks before the incident, signed by Gerald. It was about a hospital acquisition, a buyout plan, funded through anonymous investors, to restructure the board and eliminate disruptive staff. Disruptive like her, and at the bottom of the memo, a name buried in the legalese, Kane Investments, LLC. Her blood ran cold. That night, she couldn't sleep. So she opened a drawer, pulled out the burner phone, dialed a number she swore she'd never called. Monroe's emergency line. Voicemail, but not empty. There was a message, one he left. Nia, if you're hearing this, they came for me. I found something bigger. Check your logs from March 3rd. The surgery wasn't scheduled, but it happened. Her eyes widened. She accessed the backup server, searched the date. There it was, or 7, unscheduled. No attending physician listed. Patient, Whitman, G. Procedure, experimental cardiac implant. But the kicker, manufacturer, Kane Biomedical. Not approved, not safe, not even legal. That's why he sued her. That's why he filed the complaint. He couldn't risk the truth. She saved his life and nearly exposed everything. Morning light bled into the room. Nia packed up her files. There was only one thing left to do. She walked into Mercy Ridge, badge clipped, chin high. The security guard at the desk blinked. You're not supposed to be here. She didn't flinch. I know. Tell the chairman I'm here to talk. But the guard wasn't reaching for the phone. He was reaching for his belt. That's when she saw it, the name tag. Kane. Her eyes locked with his. He smiled and whispered, "You really should have stayed gone." Sometimes the wolf doesn't hide in the woods. Sometimes it puts on a uniform and waits behind a front desk. Because when Dr. Nia Harper walked into Mercy Ridge that morning, she wasn't walking into a hospital. She was walking into a setup. The security guard Kane badge, crooked smile, didn't call upstairs. He called someone else. She knew. The way his thumb hovered over the walkie, the way his eyes never blinked. So she turned, fast, calm, out the door, pretending not to run. But her heart was pounding. Across the parking lot, 2 unmarked sedans, windows tinted like secrets. One of them open. A woman stepped out. Not hospital staff, not media, lawyer. Dr. Harper, you're being summoned to a private arbitration regarding your conduct and breach of confidentiality. Nia narrowed her eyes. You mean the whistleblower evidence? The documents your client tried to bury? The lawyer smiled. Plastic. Practiced. This isn't about evidence. This is about control. But Nia wasn't alone anymore. She nodded toward the sedan behind her, and out stepped two people, Marcus and Celine, civil rights attorneys from the National Medical Justice Initiative. Black. Brilliant. Unbought. This summons is invalid, Marcus said. We've filed for federal protection under the Whistleblower Shield Act. The lawyer froze, glanced down, retreated without a word, but Kane's security didn't retreat. That night, Nia's car alarm went off at 3:17 a.m. Her tires slashed. Her windshield cracked in an X. Still, she didn't stop. She pulled up every document tied to Kane Biomedical, every experiment, every implant, and she found something terrifying. Gerald Whitman wasn't the only one. There were 12 others, all rich, all white, all under the radar. The trials weren't legal, the risks weren't disclosed, but someone signed off on the procedures. Someone inside Mercy Ridge, a doctor. Back in the hospital's archives, she found login logs, but one stood out. M. Anders, an attending physician who'd retired 5 years ago, dead. Except the ID was still active. Which meant one thing, someone was ghosting his profile, using a dead man's login to cover their tracks. She traced the login location, a satellite clinic, off campus, rarely used. So the next morning, she went there. No security, no patients, just a locked surgical suite. She used a badge override. Inside, nothing. On the walls, nothing on the shelves, except for one thing, a tray, labeled Kane Prototype V3, beside it, a folder, her name, her photo, stamped, do not release, test subject refused, and taped inside the folder, a picture of her mother, dated 3 years before her death. Nia's hands trembled. Her mother never had heart issues, never even went to Mercy Ridge, or so she thought. Behind her a door clicked. She turned. Slowly a man stepped into the room. Face shadow, voice low. I told you to stay gone. Now you're part of the study. It was him. The voice on the phone. Some truths don't come with answers, just blood pressure spikes and shaking hands. Because when Dr. Nia Harper stood face to face with the man behind the voice, the man who called her part of the study, she didn't see a stranger. She saw a ghost in a lab coat. He stepped into the light. Mid-40s, ambiguous features, cold eyes, the kind that had watched lives unravel and called it data. Dr. Nia Harper, he said slowly, daughter of subject age 32. You were never supposed to come this far. She clenched her fists. What did you do to my mother? Why is she in your files? He tilted his head. She was. Phase 1. Unwilling, but necessary. Suddenly, the clinic lights flickered. A low hum beneath the floor vibrated through her soles. You shouldn't have come alone, he said. Nia reached for her phone. No signal. Of course not. But she'd recorded the last 45 seconds on a hidden pin mic. Marcus was listening. She just had to keep him talking. You're harvesting patients? Using implants without consent? He smiled. Consent is a privilege. Survival is the test. Then, he walked past her, calm, unbothered. You saved Whitman, he added. But you didn't ask what was inside him. That stopped her. The implant? She whispered. He nodded. Kane V2. Failed, of course. But your intervention gave us data we never expected. Your instinct saved his body, but corrupted the trial. He turned. Dead serious. You compromised the experiment. Nia's breath hitched. She wasn't just a whistleblower. She was now the variable, and Kane? He didn't need her silenced. He needed her discredited. She backed toward the exit. But the hallway behind her dark. She pulled open the door. 2 figures blocked her path. Not guards. Doctors. Wearing Mercy Ridge scrubs. You've seen too much. Dr. Harper, for your safety, you'll be held under observation. Get out of my way, she growled. One reached for her arm, but she was faster. She slammed her elbow into his ribs, ducked, bolted through a side door, found herself in a cold stairwell. Dark. No cameras. She sprinted. 3 flights. Out into the back alley. Breathing hard, she hit her emergency beacon. A second later, Marcus's voice came through. We got it. Every word. We're filing with the Dodge. Good, she panted. Because they're not just experimenting. They're manufacturing silence. The next morning, the media didn't run the story. The station that was scheduled to air it, offline, site wiped, files gonathan. A package arrived at Nia's apartment. No return address. Inside, one item. Her mother's locket. Still closed, still warm. And underneath it, a note typed. We never stopped watching. She was one of us. So are you. Don't fight what's in your blood. Nia dropped the paper. Her knees buckled. Because inside the locket, a microchip, labeled Subject H33. Because sometimes the only way to expose the truth is to survive long enough to become it. And now Nia Harper's not just digging into a system, she's digging into herself. Like, share, subscribe.